Hey everybody, and welcome back to UMRV. Hey Frank, hey Genetic J, hey Rage, how are you doing? So we are going to be doing some soybean harvesting today. We're getting things all staged up and getting ready. So let me just go ahead and transition on over to the game, and I'll show you where we're at. Alright, so weren't with us last time. We finished harvesting field 24, and we're going to go ahead and what do you want to do, field 23 or 31?
Doesn't matter.
Alright, well 23 is ready. It's right here across from 24. We're going to go ahead and do, I guess, field 23. Soybeans. We've got Spectre in here with me tonight, and hopefully Rockhound will be coming in. I was just watching a little bit of his stream earlier, and he said maybe he'd get in here. DoughBoy, I think, has had a couple long days of work, so I think he might be taking the night off. And I think Rockhound's working on his map. He's got the map modding bug.
You say you're getting ahead of that's up at the sheep farm, or?
No, you get that one. I'm gonna get this one over here by the reset point. So, you know, I think Rockhound's got the modding bug currently, so we're gonna let him keep on modding away. And speaking of Rubber Burner, here he comes in now. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, hi, hi.
I got a possible job for you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so you can either help harvest soybeans.
Sorry, say that again.
You can either harvest soybeans
Yeah.
or run an overloader.
I'm cool with either or.
All right. We got 3 harvesters now.
Yeah.
And I got a overloader because I figured we needed a little bit of a buffer between between emptying the trucks. So if you want the overloader, you're gonna have to tab around till you find the tractor that's hooked up to it.
To be honest, I would prefer the harvester if that's cool.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
There's one down there at field 25.
Okay. Got it.
I got you a header.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go change that out.
It's up here at the reset point.
Where's that?
Between field 14 and 15, where I am physically now.
Okay, yep.
And then we're going to do field 23.
Okay.
Then I'll just alternate between harvesting and overloading. And I gotta find some grain bins somewhere to put this stuff in. Hey Marty, how you doing?
Have you started streaming yet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna fire mine up with that in a second. Alright.
Alright, we're gonna try to find a pickup truck. Trucks over here. They're all scattered around. You know what? We'll get this one. Rockhound left this one.
Oh dear.
Oh my. Oh my, what does he do? Oh, how did he get this up here? How on earth did he get this in the tree?
Come on, Bessie.
Somehow Rockhound got a pickup truck in the top of a tree.
Nice.
Yeah, it's on my stream now. I don't know if you're
No, I
seeing,
don't
but
have it open
you'll
right
see.
now.
You'll see. Look, try to watch the replay at 5 minutes in.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to reset it.
I say you just leave it there for life.
Well, I was gonna drive around and try to find some bins to put this in, but
Okay. Why did my combine stop?
Mine too.
it's because I hit reset.
Whoa!
Mr. Klein, you have a Discord message.
All right, I think it's because I hit reset. Maybe this truck took a while to pop in.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can't figure out where. Got some bins. This road. I know where this road goes. No, I don't have it set up yet for the public. Been a little busy at work. Oh, we could put it down here at the sheep. Pig. Some bins over here. That's what we could. Put it in this one here. That's what we'll do. We'll put soybeans in that one. So I'm working on it, Mr. Awesome. Working on getting the public Discord up. I gotta make sure I got things all up in line.
Up on that one. Apparently, I was wrong with no sound. Let me know if that's better now.
There we go. There we go. We got her now. All right. Now we got to move an auger.
So we're doing field 23.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Got to go get an auger now. I should just buy one. Buy another one. Hey, Stefan, how you doing? It's a shop. Let's see here.
There we go. Oops.
Let's go this way and see if we can't find the Farm King. Set it that way. Just save me driving to town.
Why is my combine not moving?
Jump down. I bought a Farm King, but I don't know. Pop in. I see it was set to somebody had hired a helper.
Yeah, I accidentally hired a helper. Pressed the wrong button. I don't know if that's messing me up. I am stuck.
Yeah, once again, Spectre's the only one working on this map.
I am too working.
I'm trying to work.
I gotta get an auger set up. Rubber burner's trying to chase me down.
I'm gonna find a way into this field.
Oh, I'm already thinking this is no problem.
It's on the south side.
First side, gotcha.
Whoa, whoa, here we go. Here we go.
Actually, that looks like it might be an entrance right there.
I parked one harvester right by one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So how many bales did you get over there on the Crawford?
Let's see. Well, yesterday we ended up getting 52, and then today we cut another 21, something like that.
Are you serious? How on earth am I supposed to hook up to that?
There's more to go.
Oh, and then wheels don't even have collisions. I can't even knock the thing. So this auger I bought spawned in with like 3 feet between the hitch and the back fence at the store.
Just push it around.
I tried that, and half of it doesn't have a collision. Just drove right through it. Alright, we got her now. Hey, Walker Style, how are you doing? So did I hear you say that Crawford was marked as testing now?
Yes, it is. It's been marked as testing for 3 days now.
I heard somebody saying that Giants was taking a holiday today.
Really?
Some type of company day.
Okay.
You know, they've been back for 2 weeks, so
Yeah, exactly.
they need a day off. So, you know, I was hearing that basically anything that wasn't out yesterday wasn't going to come out until next week.
Yeah.
And kind of verified that, well, I didn't really verify that information, but the fact that there weren't any mods released today kind of validated that statement.
Yeah.
So, I guess the earliest we would see it would be maybe Monday.
And that's if they don't kick it back to me again. I don't think they will. I mean, I've played the snot out of the map. If they're just in the point where they play the map for the 30 minutes, both in single player and in multiplayer, then I think I'm good. But if there's something else that I'm not sure of that they check for, then they may kick it again, right?
Yeah. I mean, was it kicked back before at a stage earlier than it is now, or has it always made it to this stage?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because I just got an email one day and all of a sudden, you know, it was under review. I need to change some things. So I don't know what stage it made it to. Now, that being said, I did go through their mod guidelines, and the way it looks is they have, or the way I read it is they have pending, and then they have testing, and in that pending stage, I believe is where it got kicked back to me.
Oh, okay. You see much of that Oakdale farm or Oak Farm or Oak whatever, Oak Field?
No, I can't say that I have.
That's the big Oxygen David map that's got a lot of hype right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I told you, I called them out like you said I should on them being able to sign their names, and I can't. And they never did get back to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think lots of people, and I have the impression that some of it is like, you know, the classic good old boys club.
Yeah.
So there we go.
It just, to me, it's kind of frustrating. It's like, it's almost like it makes it hard for people to reach that status that those guys have already got themselves to if they're allowed to do things that other people aren't.
It's unhooked the stand. Can't. Yeah, you know, it's double standards. It's they can, but I can't. But why can they?
Yeah.
Well, they can because they've got the reputation.
How do I get the reputation if nobody
Okay.
knows what my name is?
Yeah. See if we can't maybe set this up around the building. Oh, thanks, Frank. You know, I thought about it a little bit too late about doing like
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that
end
my
of the
map
year
is the
map
caliber of their maps. It's
map
not.
overview, but I
And
thought
I
about it a little
understand
bit too
that.
late
But
to
still,
put
it's the
anything
principle.
together. All right, let me get that overloader to you.
Good time. 99% here.
Well, I'm trying to get an auger set up, and the truck didn't want to cooperate.
Oops, says leg spike. There's an idea.
And since you didn't want to overload, I have to go get the overloader that I set up just special for you to get to. I put a special
now
tractor on it just for you.
Now hold on. Now you said you can either harvest or you can run an overloader. Saw that coming.
You went and stole it. No, it's okay. I thought you stole the header off the track.
No, I didn't do that. I did what you told me to do. Again.
Alright, well, everybody on my stream will get to see the tractor I picked for you to use on the overloader because you're such a Case IH fan.
Oh, shucks.
And then you went and harvest, so I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not going to push the issue.
It's still in a case.
Oh dear.
Alright, so everybody,
And-
here's
and
the
it's
tractor
still
that
in
I
the
wanted
case,
them
right?
to use.
That's true. I am still in the case.
I think this will work. I'm going to put a screenshot of exactly what I set up for you. You can see it. But you're not watching my stream. And it's such an awesome tractor, it can even pull this thing.
Would you rather I switch to that, Farmer Clyde?
No.
It kind of sounds like you do.
Just check my Discord in about 2 minutes. If you can.
Do you have a GPS set up back there?
Nope. I was just going to do this by hand.
Okay.
Get rid of this little finger, and then when they go to the main field, just...
Yep.
Alright, almost. Almost.
Aiden says he dropped a like. Thank you very much, sir. DW says we're back. Indeed we are. Kind of lost track of time there. Almost missed out.
Somebody went and left the tractor door open. There we go. Alright, who needs unloading?
I just unloaded.
87%.
Hey, country girl, how you doing? Nothing stops a Colossus. See who I'm coming to. He's not who I want.
Yeah, I did kind of go silent on you there, DW. I was rushing very hard to get myself set up for the stream.
And after I unload you, I'll go finish setting up that auger.
You might as well unload me too then. Before you go taking off.
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Getting ready to have quite an event tomorrow. We're going to participate in an online running of the 24 hours a Daytona race. So that's going to take about 8 hours of my day tomorrow. It's over there.
DoughBoy's not actually with us tonight there, Aiden. He just got done on a 36-hour shift in the old big rig, so he's a little tuckered out, I think.
To set this thing up so we can unload it. The truck's gonna full pretty quick. Alright, I think that's pretty good.
You want to copy mine?
I'll just work on the headline.
Okay.
First. What's up with that? Try a different truck. Try this semi and see if I can get him to reverse.
Moo.
What's up?
G'day.
No big in today.
I noticed. Disappointed.
I'm really not. Seems like every time I've been on UMRV, I was doing grass work.
And you should enjoy it, rubber.
Oh, now we can zoom out. There we go. I guess we can't have the auger through the bin. Would be a little odd. Let's forward. There, that's good. Get this thing down. Oh, that was not good. What happened there? Can I hook up to you now? I just I just lost the auger through the map. Oh, now it's back. Hey, Battery H.
Sorry, I fell off chat for a bit trying to stack bales. I get how that's concentration intensive, believe me.
Let's try this again. Oh, we had a problem with farm ground collisions. It's nowhere as close. And of course, you're not supposed to be moving this thing too much when it's up in the air like this. Good. And we'll stop it right there. Hold it this time and see if we can do a little better job not falling through the ground. Alright, let's stay there.
I did see the pictures there, DW.
Alright.
Looked like a bit of a struggle for you.
Alright. Oh. Alright, we're gonna need a tractor to hook up to this. Better go turn our truck off.
CTX says not too much concentration RB. Just press the UAL load. That's cheating.
And let's try this guy. You're gonna have to overload yourself. I'm almost done with this auger.
got this, bro.
Thankfully, the second time it set it up, it didn't decide to warp ground. Did I hear you working on a second map?
I am indeed. You're at home.
I was listening to the stream. I don't know if I was talking too much. I was listening to it the other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I went ahead and replaced all the buildings, all the FS15 buildings with FS17 buildings. What else did I do? Making it seasons ready, of course. Chop straw, multi-terrain angle. What else? Oh, I'm putting a few industries in. Greenhouses, liquid fertilizer production, seed production. Why is it doing that? What the heck? Oh. There we go. Oats and rye are being installed. All the fun stuff. Put the animals a little bit more centrally located. That was the first map that I really started playing for FS15. I spent hundreds of hours on it, so I really enjoy it.
Oh, and of course, hooking up the tractor causes the whole thing to shift. Alright, that should work. Alright. Let's get back to these guys. They've been unloaded. Let's go empty this into our truck. Wrong button. Go. While we're waiting on that, let's get that other truck over here. Open the lid. Put this over here. They can unload to it while I'm gone. In here.
It's quite a drop off at the end of this field, isn't it?
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
Frank says. See something here. But I just realized that. The. I thought. Let me check something. I thought I had a chat box going on, but I just realized that I don't. Frank says, do you have a video on seasons explaining how to do seasons with snow on ground? Are you asking how to put the snow mask in a map? Is that what you're asking for? I do not have a video on basically how to add snow mask into a map.
Where are we going to see this combine on your farm? We got a couple of years till we can afford this one.
Yeah. Hey, Modman, how are you doing?
Maybe a smaller case.
There, we got the chat window coming up. I'm getting smarter with this streaming thing. Alright, I'm gonna go empty this other truck. You got an empty overloader there.
TN4. Run, Forrest, run!
Going as quick as I can. Alright. So you're not making like an American edit of the map? You're just kind of leaving it true to form, just modernizing it?
I'm just bringing it up to FS17 standards.
Bring it forward?
Yeah.
Kinda...
No, I'm not trying to make it American or Canadian or anything like that. It will obviously have a bit more of an American feel to it because of the buildings that are being used. They're mostly Goldcrest buildings, right?
Okay. Like, you didn't import any from other locations?
No.
I might get actually able to start harvesting in a few minutes.
Ooh. Oh, little rub there.
Thought I had your course copies, but I guess not.
No, I kind of messed mine up.
Oh.
He says everywhere I went, I was running. Lol. What do you mean, buddy? What do you mean? So where's Mr. Rockhound today?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him for a while. I know he's kind of got the map modding bug again. So might be on that.
Yep.
Should be working.
Yeah, I get the same way sometimes. I get in my mod mode, I call it, and I just zone in and focus in and drown everything else out.
Reason why that shouldn't be working. Let's see here. What else around here? Sheep. What's that one? There's a problem with that tractor. The reason it shouldn't work. Yep, this is the right direction. Oh, what's Frank say? I've got it on the ground and temperature start. Builds at 10 degrees. Ground freezes. Yeah. So the snow mask you paint. You paint on like it's a texture. And it shows up as this neon green ash looking thing. There's a pretty good
I see Farmer Klein.
it's pretty good information in the season's wiki on how to do it under information for mod map makers. Hey, Danish Tinker. Yeah, I had the International 460 hooked up to the auger and it didn't want to unload, and everything should have been lined up right, so I'm going to try this tractor instead.
Yeah.
Right. See if we can't get this this one to work. It's right there. Get the truck out of the way. Can't get it working. Wipe out. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh well. All right, we got that working.
Saw that.
I didn't do nothing.
No, can't blame this one on
No,
you.
it was me. It'll buff out though. Don't worry.
Frank, I don't know why they do it. Other than
your pretty red truck.
Other than I suspect that there are two development teams. There's probably a development team that develops for mobile,
Would be a little bit more fragile.
and there's probably a development team for console and PC. And by alternating years, it basically lets them come out with a new product every year for revenue purposes. I keep the revenue stream coming, and at the same time allows each development team to have 2 years to work on the product. And I suspect that the development team that's working on Farm Sim 19
How you making out with that auger, bud?
is not the same development team that is currently supporting and working on Farm Sim 17. I suspect that they're completely different development teams. I got it working. When I had the international up there, I couldn't do an F1 menu because my F1 menu was flashing. I couldn't see that I had to hit the pipe out.
Gotcha. Helpers weren't me this time. Somehow I have $1,254 in my bank account.
Me too. He sold the tractor, I think.
I did. I sold the international. It's been nothing but problems.
You hear that? The tractor he wanted you to drive has been nothing but problems.
Go figure.
Actually, he was saving that for DoughBoy, but he didn't make it on. So, because he knows how much he loves red.
Yeah, he'd have just been peachy pleased with that.
That's again, Frank. That's just me kind of guessing.
DW says, "All right, I'm going to sleep, guys. Night. All right, have a good one, DW. Thanks for stopping by."
I don't know if you've probably never had the issue because I don't know too many people that have had the same issue I've had. But if I have GPS activated in the mods folder, I will from time to time have issues where the F1 help screen will just start flashing, and I'll start getting this Lua error in my log. If I take the if I push F1 and make the F1 menu go away, then the Lua error stops generating. If I cycle to maybe the back implement or the front implement, or I disconnect the implement, the flashing will stop.
Yeah.
It's on in-game equipment or mod equipment. I could have just GPS in the mod folder and it will do it.
Really?
It's not that I got a bad version of GPS, because it will do it in multiplayer environment where everyone has the same version of everything.
And nobody else gets it.
And no one else has ever seen it. Ever.
Neither have I.
So it's something with my specific install or setup, or I don't know.
I feel like we're about to have a head-on collision here. Chicken.
Hey, I already got this thing scratched up enough as it is.
Like with the harvester here, it's fine. I don't get flashing, but I'll randomly get flashing on certain things at certain times.
Yeah.
But it's always tied to if I have GPS activated. And I'm gonna buy
I'm all by myself over here.
horse. Coming. I had a copy of course. No, Frank. He's just one of our special mods. He's a hey, I let him in one day. I think he came over when we were doing the Platinum DLC stuff, and he's just kind of made himself a little home here. So, Cows Go Moo in chat has likened Genetic J to a stray dog.
Oh?
Yeah, Frank was asking if Genetic J was one of the guys playing, and he said no, he just kind of showed up one day and never left. So then Cows Go Moo said, we had a stray dog once. It ended up running away. So, what's everyone's thoughts on the expansion 2 thing, the Ropa DLC, I'll call it?
I'm not wasting my money until I see what it's got. As far as I'm concerned, I wasted money on the Platinum DLC and the Big Bud DLC, so we'll see what it's got before I go spending any money.
I already had everything else, so I pre-ordered that one too. All I gotta say is FS19 better be something.
Well, there's no shortage of equipment anymore, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with Rubber Burner. I'm not really... It didn't strike me as anything special. It's yellow,
there's
horse stuff, or yellow existing equipment.
There's Ropa mods out there.
There are two, at least two that I know of.
Yeah, and they're, from my understanding, pretty good too.
Almost got it swung around and in position. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold the dollars back from the upcoming Ropa DLC. Hey, Fat Man, how you doing?
Now, when that potato DLC comes out, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm eager for that one too, because I always thought that potatoes were a little underrepresented.
Yeah.
I mean, root crops in general are kind of underrepresented because you have two choices. You have a weird pull behind thing that with the potatoes, the topper isn't the same width as the actual harvester itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go from the pull behind thing to this giant self-propelled multi-$100,000 piece of equipment.
Medium there. Yeah.
Or there's no really small scale.
Yeah.
Because I mean, pigs don't take very much root crop.
That's true.
Pick the smallest field on the map, put potatoes in it, and you probably have more potatoes than you'll ever use on the map unless you play for thousands of hours.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a once and done deal unless you're seriously into root crop stuff.
Yeah.
No, I think the potato DLC has all kinds of littler stuff, belts and other things going for it. I mean, I thought from the video presentations about it that it was looking like it was something that would come out in the April time frame, which interested me that the Platinum DLC was, or not the Platinum, but the expansion 2,
Skipping 2.
seemed to have a March date on it. See Inspector's beacons on. I'm thinking there's no way he's full already. I'm only at 30%. He just left them on.
Lazy. 4 ways too.
It's all about safety. We should congratulate him on acing an exam that he took with no studying.
Ooh.
Instead, he spent the night harvesting with me the day before.
Genius.
I wouldn't go that far. Close, but not that far. Yeah, I think that was the night I upset Doug Zorly, too.
What'd you do to his big M?
Nothing, I just made a comment that I probably shouldn't have made.
What do grains that aren't in FS17 but in real life pay? Like what do you get if you make rice? I don't think you get a lot, because rice is pretty cheap. Now, from what I understand, rice in the U.S. is somehow government subsidized, but rice in other countries is a bit more expensive than what we're used to paying. But I think in general, crop pricing really confuses the heck out of me in general in real life, because they pay and they buy and they sell on futures, which is kind of a prediction of what demand will be like at some point in the future. And it really confused the heck out of me when I was growing up, and I never really bothered to understand it further, simply because I was never really directly involved at the age that I was still hanging around the farm. Do either of you understand real-life crop prices? Frank in
Not
chat was
particularly.
wondering what grains that aren't in FS17 pay out in real life, like rice. I was saying that in general, I think most real pricing in the real world is based on a futures market and not so much on a a traditional what's the price for it today, but it's more like what I'll pay today for grain that you'll have in 3 months or something like that.
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you.
I'm running. I'm gonna beat you.
Okay. I won't argue.
I think you'd have won. Cows Go Moose says around here corn is $3.80 a bushel, or about a
No,
hundred,
not done yet. Not done yet. Not done yet.
or about 108 per 1,000 liters.
You are free. That didn't work at all.
I saw that. That'll buff out.
Yep.
I guess Clint's gonna make me go drive over there and unload.
No, I'm full. I'll be right back.
What a jerk.
As far as I think it'd be, what kind of crops would you like to see in 19 that isn't in 17?
Cotton,
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that one.
Yeah, cotton came to my mind.
rice, peanuts.
What about like vegetables or other root crops like carrots?
I was gonna say carrots maybe.
Cauliflower, weird things like that that require special equipment.
Yeah. But then you run into the same thing that you would run into with potatoes, and then they're going to give us a small piece of equipment and a ridiculously big piece of equipment.
Vineyards.
Yeah, like a fruit, like an orchard,
That might be cool. Yep.
tree-based harvesting where you got the shakers.
Yep.
We'll see a lot of the vineyards use like small frame tractors and everything, so you could actually get a lot of equipment for that stuff.
Do we
Like
know
narrow frame
yet?
tractors.
Do we know officially that there is an FS19 yet?
So I was watching Rainbow Dave,
Yeah.
and he mentioned basically seeing a French press release that was translated into German, that was
Yeah.
he then translated into English, that was talking about 19, and really it was talking more about that 19 was going to look more real to life than 17.
Yeah.
Wasn't really talking about anything revolutionary
Okay.
as far as a new game engine or anything like that.
Yeah.
Joel says cranberries. Anything with a flooded field would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool. I just don't see FarmSense really stepping up their game to try to create something like that when they don't have anybody else right on their heels right now.
All right, I'm
I
gonna
still
go.
like my horse's idea.
I'm gonna go empty this thing. I'll be right back.
Still like my horse's idea.
Oh, you want horses as a farm animal.
If you got to do horses as farm animals, then you're going to have clover and alfalfa hay.
That's what I'd like to see. I'd like to see different grasses that you had to feed, in different mixes. You had a grass that maybe you fed as a TMR mix, and then you had a grass that you fed, or a hay that you would feed special, or maybe you feed because it's my understanding that most cows can't eat straight up alfalfa or something really wanky to their milk. Maybe there's like, when we were growing up, we grew alfalfa, we grew Timothy, and then we had just regular grass hay. Then we did, obviously we did straw when we had wheat or barley. Yeah, a different type of a grass would be cool. Llamas. You have llama farms and do llama wool. Around here, they're big into it's a big chicken turkey industry, not chicken eggs.
Yeah, here too.
So, but it's kind of that type of an industry isn't really something that would be, I don't think, kid friendly, kid rated.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought the eastern shore of Maryland, on the eastern side of the Chesapeake Bay, is the chicken capital of the world.
I don't know. Shenandoah Valley and Virginia can give you a run for your money. There's chicken and turkey plants all over. The town that I work in has a Purdue plant that makes all kinds of pre-cooked goods. So if you live in or around, I guess maybe the east coast of Virginia, or in and around Virginia, West Virginia, and you eat a Purdue pre-cooked product, it probably came out of that plant.
Chicken nuggets.
It probably came out of that plant, because we got a guy, we know a guy that works there, and he'll bring us a 20-pound bag of bulk chicken nuggets that he bought at the Purdue store for like $5 or something, because it was an overrun or something. We got a turkey plant in a town up from us that well, takes live turkeys and makes them food product.
Formerly live turkey, yeah.
Makes them food product. So if you drive through here, you know you don't drive behind a turkey or chicken truck, because you're going to get your car splattered with excrement.
Mark DuPont says he wants emu eggs.
I can see his farm avatar being chased around the farmyard by an angry emu, for which he took the eggs from.
Are you close to being able to unload me by any chance, Farmer Klein?
Yes, I'm coming back.
I'm kind of out here in the middle of bum for nowhere.
Alright, I'll be there in a minute. You have your chat to stay up forever or to disappear?
Me?
Yeah.
Disappears after like 30 seconds. What do you ask?
Oh, I just got a chat box running finally, and I think it's set to 15 or something. Whatever the default was.
If I become Landy Kid big, then I might make it shorter like that. But I figure, you know, my chat's not really that active. I'll leave it up for a few seconds. Well, sometimes it's not active. Sometimes it blows my mind how active it is.
All right, where are you at?
In the middle of bumflip nowhere.
Hey, I've been there once.
So it's Spectre that's running down the crop. Yeah, it's Spectre right now. Okay. So you're on the other side of the field?
Yes.
All right, I'm coming.
Got a headland for us. And I filled up.
AK the Hay, which I don't know if that's the alternate persona of AK the Savage or just a wannabe. Where are you at? Oh my gosh, you're way over there. Okay, hold on. He wants to see live auctions for animals.
Yeah, somebody else was mentioning. I think it was actually DW. He was saying bring back field auctions. I would like to see contracts for field work where you have to bring your own equipment to fulfill a contract for a farmer versus getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to use their equipment.
All Seasons takes care of the ridiculous amount of money part.
Yeah. I just avoid the whole contract work altogether because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I usually do it to lower prices.
Excuse me. Thank you, sir.
Alright. We'll be done up there and we'll be down here shortly.
Mark says more head work and head tools. I'm not arguing with that for the small scale farmer, yeah. My big brother says contracts for field work, great idea. Yeah, well, of course it's a good idea. I came up with it.
Crop irrigation. That
Ooh,
is
yeah,
you know, yeah, not just three fertilizations and you're done, but maybe crop irrigation or you need to fertilize at specific stages. You can't be 3 stages of fertilization before you even put crop in the ground.
Andy says, if they don't do it, RB, I will look at doing a contract script for you. Awesome.
I think I've seen the irrigation stuff over at American Eagles Modding. Really like the light effects on the game with respect to like dust.
Yeah.
The light diffuses in the dust. It's like now that it's twilight, if you turn your beacons on, you can see the light reflecting off the dust that's coming off the top of the grain. The grain auger.
They did do a good job upgrading their lighting system from 15 to 17.
Cow's Good Moo wants 5 stages of fertilization.
Whew. Breaking the bank on us. Oops. Keep forgetting that I'm not running gearbox or drive control, and I keep hitting the brake, and my harvester just backs up on me.
I know, it's us. It's us easy players. Use those fancy mods.
I'd really kind of like to have soil mod back, but with a good irrigation system. I've heard rumors of some integration with seasons on that, so who knows?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah. DW says I'm back. Go figure.
The only thing I hope they integrate on a soil mod is that you don't have to hit just every little bitty patch of the field, you know. It doesn't ruin it if you don't get every piece covered with N or PK or whatever.
I personally, if they go that route, I really hope they give us an option for whether or not we want to get that in depth with it.
See, I never knew anything about it because I didn't have any 15 experience.
It was a handful, for sure. I felt like...
Yeah, it was fun, but it was keeping everything irrigated, which was what was difficult about it.
I found like I was just spraying and throwing fertilizer. That's all I was doing constantly. For me, it got to be a bit much. But I know, like, Grizzly Bear Sims, he loved that mod.
So your AK says 1 stage of fert, one application of herbicide, and 1 application of insecticide. As opposed to just 3 general stages,
Yeah.
you have to have 1 stage of each, or maybe stages in a specific order.
All by my lonesome.
Well, I think when Spectre and I get to the end of this run, we'll skip night, and then we'll just have an up and down pass, and then we'll be over there with you.
And for.
What's that?
So I'm about at the end of my run here.
Back and see over there. Are we ready?
Yep, I'm good. PW says he was trying to listen to some music to fall asleep, but he was listening to too good of songs that you have to sing along with.
Sounds like he's listening to the wrong radio station if he wants to go to sleep.
You can listen to sounds of the ocean.
Well, and that's, you can sing along to that?
No, I was saying that's what he needs to listen to.
Oh. So we got one pass here, then we'll be over.
10 foot. Pretty sure I'm still on the same GPS run as you guys too, so we should just be able to slide right in. Mark says, sleeping in the combine. Is that slave driver even going to bring you coffee? No.
Slave driver doesn't drink his own coffee, so he doesn't think about it for you poor schmuck workers. Get yourself a Yeti cooler and then have your coffee all hot all night long. A vegetable stand. Baling corn stalks. Using it as a substitute for straw. Cows. Alright, Robert, that's fine. Tomorrow I'll be on, but I'll be racing most of the day tomorrow. So tomorrow probably won't be a good time. You see me on, I'll likely be involved in a race, and need to pretty much focus on that. So along those lines, guys, we won't be streaming tomorrow on Skelton because I will be running a special 24 hours of Daytona event. I'm not going to be running all 24 hours. That would be absolutely insane. But I will be running about 8 hours of those 24. So one of my scheduled shifts in the driver's seat is when I would normally be streaming Skelton, so we won't be doing that stream tomorrow. Instead, we might do it. We'll do it next week. We'll do 2 Skeltons next week to make up for it. I think this is the first time I use this big Bud overloader.
Oh.
I was going to use the Platinum overloader that Spectre likes so much, but oh no, let's use this big Brent one. All right, let's get tracks on it.
I don't have a horn. Oh, look, there it is. I tried to hit it earlier, it didn't work for me.
Pretty quiet, I don't even hear it.
You're good.
Well, Frank, I'm going to be doing a 2-hour shift and a 3-hour shift and another 3-hour shift. So I'm going to be doing 3 shifts at total 8 hours overall. Then it's a team of 3 guys. One guy will be running 9 hours, and the other guy will be running 7. I think we might get this field finished off. Right.
Oh, looking that way.
This was a big one.
It's the biggest field on the map, 31.
I think it is. This one's not too far off. Alright, I'm gonna go come get you, Spectre. Philip says refinement of the logging system, a variety of tree species and growth appearances, effects, a market for hardwood logging, just general enhance the logging aspects.
Speaking of logging, I was just thinking about this on the map that I'm playing right now on the other server. It's Don Diego. There's a bunch of forest areas that are next to fields, and it doesn't seem right that you can just go into a forest and start cutting trees down without owning the field that's around it first. So maybe that's something they can improve on.
Or have to own the actual forested area.
Exactly.
Technically, if it's your land, you can cut away with trees you want now.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that's not very realistic, though.
Yes, it is. If you own a farm and it's got a forestry area and your land goes into that forestry area, you can cut whatever trees down that you want.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening in the game.
Yeah, you could own only one field on the map, and yet you can cut any tree on the map that you want, right?
You could own no fields.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what Spectre's getting at is that you need to own the land near the forested area in order to cut it.
Either that or you have to buy a license like some maps have built in.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's a stupid idea, having to buy a forestry license when in real life you wouldn't have to go buy a forestry license.
Sure you would. You've got cities in the U.S. that you can't cut down trees without taking a permit out.
Yeah, that's the US. I'm talking about other countries.
Yeah, like that new Ratlin Island or whatever, however you call it. You start with no fields, and just a hurlerman, and that's it. So you know the only way you get money is either mission work or driving over to the forest and cutting down trees. But you know, who's to say that you have a right or have access to those trees in the forest? Technically, now there has been some maps that have attempted to, and one at least that I know that has definitely done it is they've put in collisions and barriers at the forested areas where you have to buy the forest, and then once you buy the forest, you can drive into the area to cut trees. So that's a concept.
GTX says in most developed countries you cannot cut down trees in a natural forest. Most tree farms are planted this way. Cutting down forests sends a bad message.
I agree
Thank
with you,
you.
but if you own a farm and there's a forestry area actually on your land, technically you should be allowed to cut down your forest. Yeah, I know it seems a bad message, but how you've got to think about it. People that are environmentalists and all this say, oh, cutting down trees are bad and all this. But what they don't realise is your money is made by paper, your toilet paper is made by paper. What else? Like, there's a lot of stuff that is made by paper. There's nothing in the world that have actually done anything to kind of say to try and say no to paper. Like, there's nothing out there that I've heard of that will replace paper at the present time.
True. Well, there's other ways of making paper other than trees. But I think the premise that we're getting at is, unless you go on the premise that you own all the land that's not buyable fields on a map, then just walking up to a random pine tree on the map and cut it down would be the equivalent of just, you know, pulling off the road and cutting down a tree and chopping it up and throwing it in your truck. Versus actually having a tree that's sitting on your land, meaning, you know, it's between two fields you own, or with some respectable distance away from a field that you own, which would then
it's
obviously
the same
indicate
as,
it's on your own land.
it's the same as crop fields. You can't go harvest a crop field that you don't own. So make it so that you have to own that land that you're cutting trees on.
But
Right.
I see where you're coming from, Spectre, but that would turn off a lot of the farm sim community. Like, maybe it's something that GTX or one of the modern communities look at doing that sort of stuff as a script or something. Because what is Giant's main market currently?
Kids.
Console. Kids, me,
Yeah.
for one. Like, I'm an arcade player, but I do like some realism with what I want to do. Like, the main market is, that's why I think Season was a big flop. Was everybody wanted it, and YouTubers like it, but I think Season slows the game down too much, and that's what a lot of YouTubers say is they would love to play with seasons. Like, I think Farmer Klein, you hit the nail on the head when you're doing 24-day cycles, and people actually like watching your videos. But you've got to think, Giant's main market currently is kids and the console market. Until they find, and that's why I think, even though I don't agree with it, Cat and Crops might be a game to look out for, is to see how that game goes.
I'll get you, RB.
But that's it. I've heard whispers that Seasons is going to be a dumbed down version of 19. Where you can turn it off. Yeah, so GTX, I agree with you when you say there is no reason why you couldn't turn it off, but do you think kids and people will go through and turn it off? Unless they do it at the start of the game and not make it so you don't have to go into the options menu, make it as, do you want to turn seasons on, do you want to turn realism features? Like, yeah, I agree with that. But would the console market be able to handle that sort of stuff?
I'm sure you know, if it's built in the game, it can be turned off, just like 3-stage fertilization and plowing can be turned off. It'll just be an option you turned off on your save game, or maybe it's burned into a difficulty level or anything. But you know, I think if with Seasons, I think if people are worried about it slowing the game play down, then I think maybe they're just playing with Seasons not incorrectly, but just not efficiently.
Yeah.
You know, lots of people have the mindset for years to play on 1x speed because that's just what they do. And 1x speed with Seasons, you're going to be twiddling your thumbs because you got, even with 3-day seasons, you got 72 game hours before you get out of spring. And, well, crank that puppy up to 5 and you got yourself like 6 game hours before you're out of spring.
Yeah.
Or if you're really crazy, pop that thing up there to 15 and you're done spring in 3 game hours. You could go through a whole year in one day.
Yeah. Farmer Klein, did you see Frank's message? How those giants determine if a map passes or get thrown back?
I have absolutely zero idea, and based on some of the maps that I've seen get thrown back, I don't think they're very consistent. Because you've got maps like Rubber Burners, it's been thrown back at least 3 times, right?
No, twice.
Twice. And we know it has basically 0 gameplay problems because it was played all to, all to heck on Delta Bravo's channel and pretty much tested extensively from the gameplay level. But it's gotten kicked back a few times with what?
Map images. It wanted me to change the German description to their version. And what was the second thing it came back for? Brain fart. It was something simple that I changed in like 5 minutes.
So texture and description, and was it something like trees were resized or something?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, okay.
Just a sec. I gotta check it out. I'm curious now.
All right. So you've got things like that that really don't affect gameplay.
Yeah.
And then you got maps that are in the mod hub from.
That should have been passed in the first place.
Right, from certain modders that the pig area, the dirty pig area, is in the middle of a field somewhere. Nowhere's even close to the pig trough, or they can't plow a field because of something, or various other things. So there are maps in the mod hub that appear to have severe gameplay problems that somehow showed up and got released, and then there's maps that are getting kicked back 2, 3, and 4 times with not texture problems. But just, we'd like you to, we want textures with these in it, with this MIP maps thing, or like Oak Farm, or whatever the Auction David map is. That got kicked back because they wanted them to optimize his textures yet again to make them even more optimized than they were originally, to improve performance when performance wasn't really a problem to begin with.
Yeah. Oh, has it been kicked back again, has it? Since that message, Pharmer-Fire.
What's that?
Was it kicked back again, or you haven't heard?
I think it was listed as testing as of like Thursday, and so it might be next week.
Yeah, we're picking Oakville will come out next week sometime. We just don't know when.
GTX does make a valid point. The clip distances and textures are easier for them to find, and they can be a big deal if everything's wrong. Like if none of your images have clip distances that are correct in bitmaps, then you're going to have very poor performance.
And not to rag on the what's that little American map showed up in the mod hub that has performance problems?
Ooh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Right, well, not to rag on him, that guy, but I mean his map was released in the mod hub and Automokes, that's it, and has noticeable frame problems at certain sections of the map. And one of the fix is to go in and change the view distance or the clip distance on some grass foliage layer because it was set to some ridiculously high level. So that should have never got through testing. That should have got kicked back just like yours did.
It did get kicked back. It got kicked back.
Got kicked back when it got released in the mod hub because I did a map video on it where I talked about how the performance was awful.
Yeah, he was updating it, and then it showed up earlier this week in the mod list. Did I keep an eye on the list that guys do by the community manager? And I keep an eye on that, so I know what maps are coming out, and I know what mods are coming out.
Yeah, I know the fix is testing because he had uploaded a fix before they went to Christmas break, but.
Yeah.
The fact is that the broken version came out in the mod hub that had the texture problems, and it should have been checked. It should have been kicked back just like Rubber Burners was kicked back, even though his didn't have those performance issues. It's just that validates my thought that they don't have a real strict testing policy, and it's almost like West Coast was supposedly kicked back once because the guy testing it didn't like the collisions on the hedges. And it's the exact same collisions that are in Coldborough Park. So it's like,
that's so stupid.
It's flip a coin what the guy who's testing it actually thinks or thinks should affect should be there, as opposed to a formal check policy.
Okay, this is a question for the for you, Rubber Burner, and anyone in your stream that want to answer this. Do you think Giant should release, have a document so you know what they're actually testing for, and then have a testing document that says this is what all the testers have to test for? It would be a good way of getting consistent maps and consistent mods on the mod hub. If mod hub is going to be the one-stop shop, which it's going to be, I reckon within probably FS19, by the time FS19, you won't see the likes of mod hub, Modland and all that.
They do have a checklist of things that they look for. But they also have things that aren't on the checklist that sometimes they look for. And whether or not they're being consistent on that, nobody really knows. It doesn't seem like they are, but there is a checklist that, you go through.
Yeah, but my point is they need to be consistent with map creating.
Frank, I'm running the Ferrari GTE.
I'm not going to say
488.
map, but a map that was released late last year should never have been released on the mod hub. And I think you guys know which map I'm talking about. They need to become more professional when it comes to their testing regiment. And
Yeah.
just because it's from a particular mod team or a particular modder, that shouldn't give them a golden pass. They should still have to go through stringent testing of the thing. Even though it might take a bit longer to see maps and mods out there, that's why I think they need to do for FS19 is have a strict testing policy which all maps have to go through, because you can see it now. A lot of mappers have said they are not bringing their map score from 17 up to 19, because a lot of the maps that we're seeing for 17 have been redone of FS15, FS13 maps. There hasn't been that many new maps out there. Like I know it's new to me and Farmer Climb because we haven't been in the community as long as some people.
Alright, so I think we'll finish this field off, and then I'll go dump these beans, and then we'll call it a night. Stay up too terrible late, because I got a race to run tomorrow.
Is that NASCAR?
No, it's a road race, 24 hours of Daytona.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I racing.
Thankfully, I'm only running 8 hours of it. But
Oh, you're doing that in teams, are you?
yep. Oh, you're missing just a
So
wee little strip.
Are you doing it in a full 8-hour stint, or 4 hours and then 4 hours, or?
Three stints. I go on at 10 to 2 tomorrow morning. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow night. And 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. Sunday morning. Shifts. I got 8 hours. Another team guy's got 9 hours, and another guy's got 7. Two-hour shift and 2 3-hour shifts, I guess it is.
Nicely done.
Yes, that was the smoothest. The last pass where we pass each other, that was the smoothest one we've had.
Let's see here. It's time. 30 and 31. 31 is beans. Unload, and then stage over to 31.
At 22. Is that? Oh, that's corn. Probably not ready yet. Huh?
I'm not going to stream the race, mostly because one of the guys on the team has got a little bit of a potty mouth, and I don't need to have that in the stream, so probably won't be streaming it, and I won't be recording it because I really don't have the ability to. I need to be able to hear team chat, team voice chat, and I don't really have the capability of not running that through OBS, still being able to hear it. taking up the whole road, and then you all unhook your headers and pull them behind you.
We're proper farmers. Respectable farmers.
I own the county.
So you can cut down any darn tree you want, right?
That's right, I can cut down every tree on this map.
I actually thought about driving through the ditch there, but nah.
Yeah, so did I, but I saw Farmer Klein went out, you know, like a normal person, and I said, well, I guess I'll try doing the same for once.
Once we get these staged, you can go have your jumping fun.
Yay!
I'm going to bed. Actually, I got some farming to do in another county.
Is it
It's the county I own.
Don Diego?
Yeah, it might be.
Thought you all were doing the World of Farming, or did that not work out?
I forget why we stopped or why we didn't do that one. There was a reason. I don't remember what it was though.
I saw that map was updated earlier this week. Yeah, Frank.
I was looking at that. What is it? Pleasant Valley River.
Yeah.
Pleasant Valley River.
Yeah.
The one that's supposed to be like Mavericks on steroids.
Uh-huh.
That looks interesting.
I was trying to figure out how that was different than Pleasant Valley. Found the road into the field.
It's got a lot of the same production facilities on it, but the map is completely different.
Again, I thought about crossing the ditch, but
It looked to me like it was maybe made by the same people.
I think it is. And I think the Pleasant Valley people made gifts of the Caucasus.
Oh, I thought the gifts of Caucasus was Russian. The Pleasant Valley people, I don't think, are Russian.
There's a lot of the same models though in the two maps, and that menu system is shared on both maps, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it was just. I don't think it was necessarily. I don't think it was necessarily same folks. I think it was just implemented.
Okay, maybe, but there's a lot of similarity between those maps. I can tell you that much.
Right, and I think a lot of that wacky production. I think Pleasant Valley had that thing where you have to actually fill the seeder with a specific seed and not just seed in general. The magic seed that becomes everything.
Yeah, and you have that on gifts too, right?
I don't know. I never really looked at either. All right, Frank. I'll see you
I
later.
think you have that on the gifts map as well. The fact that you got to buy an industry, both maps. There's a lot of similarities between those two maps for it to be coincidence and not being by the same author.
GTX says heck no, because Dan Jett took all the buildings and scripts when asked not to.
Oh, so there was some.
There you go.
Some less than above par, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Avoid course, Spectre. You're going straight into Farmer Klein.
I think so.
He was coming down the opposite way. Did you not see him come down?
Gee, that's funny. I'm parked and so is Klein.
I'm bringing the overloader over.
I wasn't live. Sorry, Inspector.
No problem.
You were way back there. I don't know when that was. What is that?
I think he's talking about when I just pulled into the field. I'm right behind your harvester.
Someone has pushed my harvester in a ditch.
At the moment, on my screen, oh no, it's Robert Burner. Robert Burner's in the ute, heading back to the, I don't know where he is, but don't
That
do
works.
that.
He's jumping my truck over at the cow farm.
He's throwing it in the water. He's throwing in the water.
That's what we do.
Farmer.
What we do around here. Drive in the water. It's worked for 2 hours. He didn't get coffee overnight, so that's his pay.
How do I turn off my hazards here?
GTX is
2.
Very bad modder and a thief at that. Everything he uses is copy and paste. His latest map is 90% Hoff-Bergman. That's greasy.
Is this the guy that did the Pleasant Valley? Is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about J and where however you pronounce it.
DageNet?
DageNet, yeah. He's also doing GTX. I don't know if you're on YouTube much, but he's also doing a 16 times version of Pleasant Valley for 17.
Are you guys jumping?
I am.
I'm unloading the soybeans because I got a full trailer load of soybeans, so I'm going to unload that.
I'll so laugh, Robert Bruno, if you went off the map completely.
They were trying hard the other day.
What, to go off the map completely?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody was smart and put borders up so I can't fly over top of them. Invisible borders.
But a question for you, GTX, if you're still there. Sometimes it's harder to I'm asking you guys a question here, by the way. How if a mapper has left the community, left FarmSim, and you can't get in touch with him, what are you supposed to do? Like, there are some guys that have left the FarmSim community and they might have done the quite good stuff for a previous game. What's your opinion on what to do in that situation?
I think that's really tricky.
This probably won't hold the whole thing
at all. Is really tricky. Personally, I try to get a hold of people as best that I can, and if I can't get a hold of somebody, then you have to leave credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Roll a sign
As
there.
somebody that's relatively new to the game, I find it very, very hard to keep track of who the original author is of anything out there these days, just because it's a problem.
And then it's one thing to find out who the original author is, but then it's tricky to figure out, well, where did this originally come from?
Yeah, I got a crop sign mod that I'd really like to use, but I ain't going to use it until I can figure out where it came from, because I don't really want to reference it and say, well, it was uploaded by Guest. I don't know who Guest is. That's my best guess as to where it originally came from, was Guest.
And that's why I try and get in touch with some guys to just ask them, is this okay if I use this out of this map? And that's how I met a lot of, like, that's how I met Stevie, that's how I met Maverick Farms. I just found them on Facebook and just messaged them.
I can't I can't speak for the entire modding community, but I think most modders feel just give me credit and we're good.
Mm.
But there are some modders who definitely don't feel that way.
Like if you look at GTX's stuff and LS Mod Company's stuff, like you look at the bale storage, the wool storage, and the board storage, and in-company script is like how you got to sometimes put yourself in their foot in their shoes and say, how would I feel if this particular modder, if this particular person
All right.
went and installed my stuff? How would I feel?
Did hold it all.
Yeah.
And that's why I try and get in touch with the original author and say, is this okay if I borrow this for a map downloading? 90% of the time they say, yes, sure, just put the right credits, my credits, and then the original creditor.
So isn't Pleasant Valley the map that's got the museum, that's got all the
Yeah.
you walk inside it and it's got all the plaques? So I think
Actually,
that's kind of a neat idea, but I don't know.
So Andy says it's okay to use people's work unless they ask people not to. Example: Hoffbergman, Stop and Block, the Gifts of Focus.
Somebody's driven right through the field.
But I would say at least, if nothing else, you need to give people the credit.
Yeah.
but my point being is, if you can't get in touch with the original author, then what are you supposed to do? Not
So-
use that piece of equipment just
Yeah.
because you can't find the original author?
Here's, and to some degree not that I disagree with it, but I don't think it's overly useful for the community. So there's a map that was in 15
Yeah.
that somebody converted with permission to 17, but all of their effort in converting it is going to go completely wasted because the map group is basically defunct. They're not into farm sim anymore. But they also aren't going to grant permission to release the edit publicly. So all the effort that was put into that conversion is now for basically just private use because they can't put it out anywhere. But for all rights and purposes and everything, the original modding group is basically not so much defunct, but is completely left, as best I understand, the farm sim community as a whole. So they don't really have a stake in it currently, and it would have full attribution as to, this map from 15 made by this group that has been basically brought forward 17.
Yeah.
So for me, at some point there should be, or there needs to be some indication of like project, not really project abandonment, but project where the project is no longer such that it's almost locked away, that it can be not public domain, not anything like that, not Creative Commons, but more of just it's released to the community for the community's use, acknowledging that rights should still be listed as to where it originally came from, but me as the author am no longer interested in the community as a whole, but basically locking away that piece of work for forever doesn't really benefit anybody.
Yeah, there's definitely some gray area.
I almost rolled. Alright guys, so I'm going to end the stream there. like I said, we're not going to stream tomorrow. So
Trying
I'll
to think
be
of a good example, but I was looking at a mod the other day, and
I'll be
don't
busy.
remember what it is.
I'll
but
be
it's-
busy on the race tomorrow
you go
night.
Look up any, like if you go to Google and you Google the name of the mod and you click on the images, there's like 57 different versions on there. It's hard to figure out which was the original and who's, you know, everybody's taking the credit, everybody's stolen a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't be streaming tomorrow.
And that's why-
But I will be
that's
back
why-
next week.
that's why
So
I think,
look for us on UMRV
prefabs is
next
next
Wednesday. Oh my.
Like, by right,
Oh, we
they
are-
do have original credit.
Oh my goodness.
Prefab.
So until next time, guys.
Say this is a prefab from Matt
Happy
Builder,
farming.
Then I think you should still credit